welcome out to French Cooking with Chef Brett Heath. I'm Chef Brett Heath, and the purpose of this channel is we like to take traditional French recipes and we like to put a home-style twist on them to where they're just as delicious but still keeping with honoring the tradition of the recipe. And I'm so excited to share with you what we have for you this week. What I'm excited to share with you today is one of my favorite recipes, and that's French butter steak with a Worcestershire wine sauce. Try saying that 5 times fast. And some of the key ingredients that you're going to need for this recipe is you're going to need steak, but for the sauce you're going to need some onions, some heavy cream, French butter, and cooking wine. Alright, for the next part of this recipe, the first thing we want to do is be able to get a good sear on the steak. And the best kind of thing to use, in my opinion, is this French style butter, which we will have that in the comment or in the top for you. And the first thing you want to do is take you about a spoonful and make sure that pan is nice and hot where you can hear that sizzle. Alright, once you've got the nice hot pan, you got the butter in there, you want to go ahead and put your steak in. Make sure you put the steak away from you because you don't want all that butter and that sizzle to whack you. And we're doing 2 steaks today. Alright, you hear that sizzle? That is a very good thing. Now, while the steak is cooking on that first side, you really want to baste it. And baste it is simply when you take all that butter or that juice out of the pan and you start putting it on top of those steaks. Because even though the steak is the star of the show, you can kind of think of this butter kind of like its co-pilot. And once we've done that, this side, go ahead and flip your steak over. And you see you got a nice sear on it. That's what you want. Turn it over again. And then now with this side, we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to throw some butter in there. There we go. Kind of move your steaks a little bit. Start that basting process all over. And a good way to baste is you just kind of tilt your pan so you can get all that stuff on the spoon and put on your steak. And now once you've got a really good sear on both sides, you want to go ahead and take your steaks and put them into an oven-proof container. Put them in there, and then before you put them in the oven, go ahead and add some of that extra butter right there because it is delicious, and you will always want to do that. So we'll go ahead and take that, and as far as the way you want to put it in the oven, as far as degrees go, 350 to 400, it also kind of depends on the thickness of your steak and the type of temperature you want it to. I'm going to be cooking these to medium well, so it'll be about 350 to 400. Go ahead and put that in the oven. And then once those are cooking, it's time to start on our sauce. Alright, and while your steaks are cooking, it's time to move on to the sauce. And the first thing you want to do is get you about a spoonful of that butter. That butter is everything in all of these recipes. They really help it to go to the next level. And once your butter starts to melt, go ahead and put in your about 1/4 of an onion. Go ahead and get that in there, mix it up real good. Go ahead and throw in about 2 garlic cloves. And you really want to get them to kind of cook in and really get them all mixed in with that butter. And once it's all mixed in, you go ahead and put in about 1 cup of white cooking wine. And you'll kind of hold on for a little bit and let that start to kind of sizzle up, and then we'll move on to the heavy cream. Alright, and for this sauce, you want to put it on medium to low heat. Low. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong kind of video. And now we're going to go ahead and add 1.5 cups of our heavy cream. And you find a little whisk, kind of mix it together real good. And once that starts to mix together and thicken up, then we'll add our Worcestershire sauce. And you can go ahead and put a lid on it, and it'll help it kind of boil and mix together and thicken up a little bit quicker. Now once your sauce is starting to thicken up, that's when we'll add in our Worcestershire sauce. Now you don't want to just pour it in there, you want to stir it in there, and it's about 6 to 8 tablespoons. And you want to mix it up really good, and you can add a little bit more to taste. So I think I'm going to go ahead and throw a little bit more in there. A few more drops because it is a Worcestershire wine steak sauce. Now we want to go ahead and mix it up real good, and then we'll let it thicken up just a little bit more. And now when you've got the lid on there, if it starts to boil out looking like the monster from the Black Lagoon, have no fear. It's not going to do anything. Just take it off and continue to stir it down just a little bit. And even if you have to, you can go ahead and take it off the heat and continue to stir. And then voila, it'll start to calm down a little bit, and it will even reduce a bit. Where now you can put your lid back on and continue to let it thicken. Down, boy, down. Whoa, Nelly. Now with this particular sauce, once you put the lid on it and give it a little bit of room for some of that steam to come out, and just kind of give it a constant stir periodically for a couple of minutes, this sauce should only take about roughly 15 minutes. And now I'm going to show you the thickency that you're looking for. So right here, that you'll be looking for is just like this. It'll be smooth, and it'll hold onto your spoon and just go drop by drop. Because when you put it on your steak, you don't want it to like water your steak and look watery. So that's what we're looking for. Go ahead and turn everything off, and then it's time for plating. Now, once you're ready to plate, there are so many different ways that you can do this, especially if you have a side, but just for time's sake, I just did the steak itself. But one of the things you can do, you can pour the sauce on the steak, or you can do something small, take a white plate, just put a little bit on there, just a couple spoonfuls, maybe 2 or 3. Spread it out just a little, just so you give it a little bit of color. Take your steak, nice, juicy, place it on top, and then you can add a little bit of parsley or any little bit of topping that you want. But once it's all said and done, there is your final product. You can also even slice the steak if you'd like. But if you want to do it whole, just a little bit of sauce around it, and then voila. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you really enjoyed it, you say, well, I really like the videos, but I'm not big on cooking, but I'd like to try one of the recipes, then I have your solution. Here at Chef Brett Heath Videos, if you live in the Ardmore or the surrounding area and you'd like to try this, we can give you a full fine dining experience where we come with a table, we set everything up, tablecloth, we've got the drinks for you, we have everything, all you have to do is enjoy. You say, well, I don't live in those areas, but I really would like to try one of your recipes, then we can solve that problem for you as well. One thing we can do is we can take the recipes, we can put them in a to-go container, we can put some ice boxes or some ice packages around it, and we can tape it all up and we can send it straight to you to where it's fresh, and all you have to do is possibly reheat it, and then boom, bam, boom, you've got a delicious meal. So again, thank you so much for watching this video, and the most important thing that I like to say when it comes to cooking is the most important ingredients are love and passion. God bless and have a great day.